Okay, we should be recording. Hello everybody, I'm Chris Mallet, once again. Today we're going to try something a little different. I've got Bill Hardenberger's Command Friction 2.0 rules up here, and I have a battle log that's been filled out suspiciously looking like this. And as I'm playing through my Road to Monty Board campaign again, trying to catch up to where I left off, we find ourselves on the Battle of Licornet one more time, and I thought what I might try to do this morning is just try out Bill Hardenberger's Command Friction rules just to see how they work and see how it operates. And it might be something I integrate into my playthrough, or maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, let me go back over here. What we have is the force sheet made out for 2nd Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment. They're veteran +2, and their active task right now is move to contact. And in the comments section here, I wrote down that they're going to move to contact, attack enemy positions, assault and occupy the objective. Now, in the thread here, the force task or something, I forget exactly where it is, but Bill Hardenberger said this active task should not change unless it's an emergency or something like that. But what I'm going to do, he said it's very dangerous. I'm assuming it changes the die roll percentages or something. But what I'm going to do is after both Easy Company and Dog Company report enemy contact, I'm going to make a change to a new task to attack, or maybe even assault, just one of these two. And then we're going to see how that affects all the die rolls and things that I have so far. And also listed on here, aside from the maneuver formations of Dog and Easy Company, which have their own sheets, we have the Engineer Platoon. Their task is idle reserve, except for First Squad, which is divided up into teams. And their job, their task, anyway, I've just set it to engineer, but basically they're detached and they're providing engineer support to Easy Company. So they're under the command, per se, a detached command of the Easy Company HQ. And so that's First Squad. Second Squad is still in reserve. He's back with the engineer platoon leader. And then I also added the platoon of tanks down here. Instead of putting A Company off on its own force list, these guys are basically attached to the 2nd Battalion, 505th. So they're showing up here in supporting assets. And as of right now, 3 of them are in idle reserve, and there's one who has orders to engage. And basically, he's detached, he's supporting 1st Platoon E Company. So if we come over here to Easy Company, 1st Platoon right here, whatever his task is also going to be the task for the tank, because that tank is basically on orders of go wherever they go and do whatever they need you to do, and that's it. Now, Dog Company is mostly in idle reserve. As I've been playing through the scenario, I've just given, as you can see, a platoon of Dog Company has orders to move into this wheat field here. So, 1st Platoon is on a move task. They're going to move into the wheat field with the objective of moving across it into the other side. And 2nd Platoon and 3rd Platoon, which is Turnbull's platoon, are still in reserve, and they're just sitting here because the Dog Company task is move to contact. So they're going to move up their lane of advance right here. I know it takes time for that texture to come in. They're going to move up their lane, which is right here, until they make contact, and then I'm going to change their task. Let's see. Other than that, Easy Company is quite busy. They'd already made contact with a couple of enemy scout teams. So 1st Platoon's job is now attack. They're going to go across this field and attack into these positions here. And then the 2nd Platoon is move and engage, because they were in this wheat field right here just waiting. And now all of them have orders to move up to this hedgerow line right here. Then they're going to engage the enemy positions across here and provide base of fire for 1st Platoon's advance up the side of this field into that hedgerow. So that's kind of where things stand right now. I'm just going to let one turn play out, and then we're going to take a look at the command friction rule set, and we'll see how we can start implementing it. Second platoon is opening up on them. Mortar shot. Still on planned fire. Oh, that's bad. Anybody get hit again? Okay, that's not so bad. That anti-tank guy was still a casualty before, so we didn't lose anybody. Squad might need to. Oh, they're already cowering. They might stop what they're doing. Tank has contact markers. I could start using area fire. Anyway, I'm gonna hit the red button, and let's take a look. First platoon, easy company. Oh, they're also. Never mind, that was already plotted. Okay, so easy company, first platoon. Their orders are still attack. I don't think they need a new task yet. They're still trying to accomplish their current task. So they're just going to stay put. Second platoon has move and engage. And technically that task is now complete, but I'm not ready to give them a new task yet because we haven't developed the situation. Let's see this tank right here. Let's go back over to battalion. Now, there was a rule for area fire. Let me check. HQ task, unit tasks. Technically, yeah, there, area fire. Units must be in C2 range to use recon by fire. Units can use an initiative task to area fire against an enemy contact. Alright, so we're not reconning by fire. We have a contact by using either the engage or the move and engage tasks. Okay, well, he's already on. Let me check. That tank is already on an engage task. I don't think I need to put a new task of engage in order to have him keep engaging. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do, since he has pretty firm contacts here, give him a target briefly right here, and he can open fire as he needs to. Let's see, now this mortar just got finished setting up, and that is second platoon mortar. Second platoon mortar, he's on move and engage, so same thing I guess, is because he's on a move and engage task, he can use area fire against enemy contact. Let me check and see if he has a contact marker. He does. You can see both of them. So I'm going to put him on target briefly. Just going to plot it right there. And he's going to do 45 seconds of fire. And same with first platoon. This guy already dropped a round over here. I don't know where it landed or even if it landed yet. But he should be pretty dialed in already. Give him a 45 second. Okay. So that pretty much covers that. Second platoon, both of their squads and their supporting team is all up in the hedgerow now, doing support by fire. First squad is currently moving. They are in C2 of the platoon leader. do have a contact marker. Oh, they have two. Okay. So you can see both contact markers. I think I'm going to give them a target briefly. Over here, oh, I can't really see that. What about this one? It's just kind of relative. No, I'm going to give them a targeted light. I want them to burn up a lot of their submachine gun ammo before they get into close range. So they're going to target light for that. That's a detached team. This squad is currently moving out. They can see both contact markers as well. That's the importance of keeping your platoon leader close by. They can't see him yet. What about at this waypoint? Sort of. We'll try it. We'll have them start targeting light as soon as the other team gets up, and we're just going to lay down some fire on both of these guys. I'm not going to give fire orders to 2nd Platoon. I want them to just shoot at targets of opportunity and whatever they spot. One thing I will do, though, is... well, he's already shooting. Deselect him. Oops. Did I do that wrong? There we go. Only thing I'm going to do with these guys is just give them a face command right here. There are no engineering tasks need to be completed, so the engineers aren't going to do anything. 1st Platoon is still running into the wheat field over here. It's going to take them a little while to finish. Who is this? This is Easy Company Headquarters is moving into the position behind 1st Platoon. So we're probably going to have a task change. Let me find 3rd Platoon. 3rd Platoon is idle reserve, and they just passed outside. Oh no, they didn't. They got contact. I think I should give these guys a task before he passes out of range. Alright, I should have thought of that first. I'm just going to give them a move task, and I want them to move up kind of behind 2nd Platoon there. So what we're going to do, move... Okay, any unit not in C2 range will be assigned whatever the current HQ task is, or whatever its last unit task was, if one was assigned. Until the unit is once again in C2 range. Alright. So let me double check this. C2 range is visual, close, and he's still in voice range. So I'm going to call that C2. And let's go over here to 3rd Platoon. Easy Company, 3rd Platoon. I'm just going to give them, under new task, move. That'll be the HQ task, and then, I'll do all of them. Do the same with Dog Company. We're going to give them 2nd Platoon Dog Company is going to have move. Because he's just in C2 range, which is good. At least I think he is. Let me check. There he is. Yeah, he's still in voice contact. During that last turn, he was in voice contact because the company commander was right over here. So that's fine. Just gonna have these guys, once they accept the task, they're just gonna move out here into the wheat field as well. 3rd platoon of dog companies over here, he should have some kind of basic C2, like whether it's visual distant or something once he's across the field. So that should be fine. He can stay in reserve. The other question now is there a place for a tank to move? This one veteran. Yeah. And the battalion commander's right here, so he's in easy C2 range for this tank. So let's go over to the battalion. And what tank was that? First tank. Oh, listed here as second tank. That's alright. Yeah, he's the veteran -1 guy. Let me change this. Okay. So he is going to have a move order. There we go. So he's going to be on supporting 1st Platoon D Company, but he's not going to have an engage order until he gets over there and actually has a target to go for. Alright, so those are the task changes I want to make. And let me double check, when do we do this? Must be in C2 range. Task changes are input at the end of the previous turn and rolled for in the following turn's order phase. Okay. Yeah, for sake of brevity, I'm just gonna say that these tasks came in during the replay phase. So we're gonna be rolling for them now. Units can change task at any time as long as they pass the die roll test. Change task use initiative column must be greater than or equal to the number in the die roll column. That's the wrong thing. Okay. So, now that we have all our new die roll percentage things, here's what we can do. Easy Company, 3rd Platoon, HQ, has a 73 in the unit quality and 64. That number's green. I like that he put that in, the green and the red. So, 3rd Platoon, HQ, can now take over the move task. Let me clear that out. Okay. So 3rd Platoon HQ is moving. Easy Company, 3rd Platoon HQ. Okay. So he's now moving. Right about there. But none of his other teams passed their die roll. I'm gonna discount that new result. Where are you? Text black. Oops. Move to Wheatfield behind 2nd Platoon. That's his task. Alright, I'm discounting all these die rolls. I've already seen all that. Okay. So the HQ team moved out immediately. They had very high initiative, and these guys are gonna have to wait until next turn. Now we're gonna move over here to Dog Company, and what do we have? 2nd Platoon HQ can take over the task, and the mortar team, regular +1, can take over the move task. So I'm going to switch him to move, clear that out, and clear that out. And they're going to have to wait till next turn. So, second platoon HQ. Second platoon mortar team are able to move immediately, and the other two, the two squads, are going to have to stay put. Okay, and the tank. Veteran -1. Oh, I forgot to put in his new. Whoops. I'll call that the die roll that he got. He failed it, so he's still going to be in idle reserve. What happened there, I just forgot to put the new task in the column. And even though it goes green, that's whatever. It doesn't matter. So he is still receiving his orders. He's on the radio talking to whoever, trying to get his orders. He's gonna have to make the end run around and then drive down along that hedgerow. Okay. So in the meantime, is there any task-related things I need to do over here? Who is this? HQ support team. He's not in C2, but I'm assuming face commands can be given regardless. Who's that? That's first squad, they're currently moving out. Platoon HQ still a C2, he doesn't really need to move yet. We have the mortar shooting. It's like machine gun team. Once again on the same contact we had before. So basically the tank commander is looking through his periscope and he sees muzzle flashes and tracer fire coming from the hedgerow, and he just says, let's just shoot at him a little bit more and it'll be fine. And who's this? Oh, that's Easy Company HQ. He's moving up. I wanted to move him closer so he'd be in C2 of these two platoons. I might change the direction of this move. Just stop and move right there. That's what he's going to do. That should be fine. He's very indecisive. Easy Company HQ. Okay, so there's nothing to do now but just hit the go button. We'll see how this plays out. Continues. We took a few scatter shots. Most of these guys are waiting to start shooting. Looks like these guys finished work, you're going to be moving on. So these guys are supposed to be doing that. I don't know what they're doing. We do have a casualty we need to make. Let's see what happened over here. Whole platoon moving out of It's a bad move on my part. I was just pushing. Now becomes they've moved into the wheat field and they've reached the point they're supposed to be at, and they are in C2 range and they're coming to HQ. So what we need to do with them now is get them a new task. Their move into the wheat field is finished. I guess the question is, if they already have a move task, do they need to roll for a new task in order to move somewhere else? Let's see. Scenario briefing, yeah, okay. HQ tasks. Unit tasks. Put at the end of the previous turn and rolled for in the next or active turn's order phase. There are no limits to the number of waypoints used in an HQ task. Waypoints can be beyond visual range. Unit tasks make the unit semi-autonomous, but the unit leader cannot change his assigned task without being in C2 range. Alright, so he's not changing his task. It's just going to add waypoints. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have him move up here. I don't like those hedgerow gaps. They often lead to casualties. First squad up there. We'll put lucky second squad there. If you notice, I'm not halting these guys and then giving them waypoints. I'm just adding them to the end of the move order. I don't want to make this overly complicated. I'm going to select the whole platoon, and I'm just going to give them a face command. Now, Company HQ is still moving in position up here. This platoon is moved out. Second platoon is going to be here. Platoon is going to be there. That's easy. Still got a few tracers flying around. As far as this goes, I think those 45-second fire briefly is not... we landed a couple of rounds behind there. Let me check. That's a smoke from a tank shot, and it really does look like that incoming. There he is. It really does look like he, at least, is going to land behind this hedgerow. But using fire briefly with 45-second bumps from these mortars doesn't seem to be very effective for him. He has a direct target now. So, I'm just going to put that on as a minute. He can't see anything. He can't see anything. So, no, he can see. That's why most of his guys are aiming and firing right now. For this mortar team, 2 rounds. I'm going to have him hold fire for now. We'll let the tank just start shelling the next contact that he has. Because he probably can't see like through his own vision devices. He can't see anything. But he's got solid contact markers here, so he definitely knows these 2 teams are here. So I'm going to have the tank start shelling there. That looks like an incoming artillery is over there. Second squad is just getting in position to start laying down some fire. First squad is still moving out. I know. I'm doing a gamey end rush against the AI. But hey, if it's the safest way across this field, I'll do it. I don't care. I think first squad will have an easier time. That second squad did take 1 casualty, and it was the bazooka man too. I hope we recover that bazooka. So I detached a scout team from second squad. They're supposed to be over here medicating, but for some reason they're just not doing it. Sure, he's in that action spot. Yeah, he should be. I'll just give him a face command there, and we'll see what happens. If the first platoon picks it up, it's not a big deal either. I need that bazooka back. That's essential. Easy Company HQ has arrived. Do we want to change second platoon's task? I mean, they seem to have a nice, comfortable little home for themselves right up there, doing their thing. Well, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check my die rolls again. Okay, so first, let me go over here. First tank out of reserve. His number is green now, so he gets the move command. So I'm going to give him a move order over here. And the dog company CP is getting set up right here. So he's just going to move from up here behind the trees, and he's going to park right there with the CP. Because it's going to be his job. He's direct support of the dog company now, so he's going to be attached to their CP. Okay. So he has his order. And first and second squad of second platoon dog company have their die rolls. So I'm going to come back up here. But the second platoon mortar. Oh, he's already on the move task. Okay. Now, normally I consider a light machine gun team to be part of the platoon HQ unit. Or at least that's what I was gonna do for simplicity's sake. I didn't want to have to roll initiative for a 2-man team. But I'm just going to, since everybody else is moving, I'm just going to have them follow. Maybe Bill could clarify the status of small weapon teams and things like that. That might help a little. And they could probably use an engineer squad. Got 2 hedgerow gaps there, one over here. this one's pretty solid. There's one little gap right there, it looks like. Yep, we got one small gap there. And that's about it. So yeah, second platoon, sorry, not second platoon, dog company is going to need an engineer squad. So, let's see, can they make orders? Let's see. He's in command with battalion. Is dog company also in command with battalion? No. But he does have a radio. The battalion has a radio. The engineer platoon doesn't, but he is in C2 of the battalion, so once dog company CP, HQ unit, moves up here and then they're stationary for a while, their radio C2 link will come into play. It will connect them with the battalion commander radio C2 link, who will then have C2 with the engineer platoon, and then he can give the engineer platoon a task to move out and support dog company. But as of right now, they're just going to have to stay put. So let me go back to the sheet. We finished dog company. Now easy company. 3rd platoon, 2nd squad can now move. Here's my 3rd platoon, 2nd squad. Okay. So those orders are placed. His active task is now move. We can delete that. Okay, so when die rolls change, it changes on all the sheets, but we know the dog company, these guys are already moving. That's one thing I would ask Bill, if you get a chance or the ability, if you could just put a die roll button somewhere in here. I don't know if that's possible. I haven't used Excel spreadsheets in a long time. Okay, now that tank is moving as well. I mean, the fact that the die rolls constantly change means you can't update the sheet until after you've figured out everything that you're doing, and then you update the sheet all at once. Okay, moving to wheat field, behind CP. Alright, so they're moving. 3rd platoon is still idle reserve. Supporting 1st platoon D company, detached supporting 1st platoon E company. Alright, so the platoon leader and that green tank are still in reserve. I didn't want to move him up for any independent action, not as a green. I mean, his unit quality roll is very low. Alright. So, dog company still, let's check. They do have some awareness of these 2 contacts here, but none of them have any actual contacts of their own. So, as I said, the force task, the active task for 2nd Battalion, once both Dog Company and Easy Company have reported contact, then move to contact will be finished, and then I will come over here and I will change this, or I'll give them a new task, and I'm going to change it to attack, and that'll be force-wide the objective will then be to attack into this hedgerow over here. And probably into the second one, or at least establish positions here. And then finally, we'll change the task one more time, just as a stress test. And that will be assault, in which they assault through the objective. Alright, so anyway, let's hit the red button again. We'll see what our changes have made. It looks like Dog Company has now made contact, although we don't have actual contact markers yet. But somebody was shooting. It had to have come with that gal. Came from this hedgerow right here. Or maybe it came from this building up here. Let's check it out. You can see that gap. Doesn't look like it. There shouldn't be any view down there. So yeah, probably came from that hedgerow right in front of them. Oh, we got a new contact over here. Alrighty, so anyway, things are developing. Just wanted to kind of show that little demonstration. I'm going to continue playing with these rules and we'll just see how it goes. I think this recording's been a bit long-winded as it is, so I guess I'll see you some other time. Okay, bye.